Good afternoon, I'm Vashan Brown with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. General Secretary of the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Horace Chang, and the Jamaica Labour Party Women's Parliamentary Caucus have added their voices to the matter concerning comments made by Justice Minister Delroy last week during a joint select committee meeting on the sexual harassment bill. During the discussion on an appropriate time period for the reporting of sexual harassment, Mr. Chuck said he did not want to see persons making sexual harassment complaints years after the incident, as has been happening in the Me Too movement. The statement has drawn strong condemnation from members of the public. In the joint statement from the JLP today, Dr. Chang said the groups strongly condemn any statement which diminishes the importance of the issue of sexual harassment or the broader issue of sexual violence. He said Mr. Chuck's apology is welcomed. The JLP General Secretary added that going forward, he expects Mr. Chuck's conduct in the committee will reflect the seriousness with which such matters should be addressed. Meanwhile, the Justice Minister has issued another apology. In his statement on the weekend, Mr. Chuck apologized to anyone who found this remark he made at the Parliamentary Committee inappropriate.
We don't want the situation that now happens in the Me Too movement
Yes.
in the US,
Yes.
where 30 years later,
Yes.
you talk about I was arrested in the
Yes.
elevator.
Yes.
No, if you don't complain within 12 months, please, cut it off.
Now, in a statement issued today, Mr. Chuck said he deeply regrets what, upon reflection, was insensitive behavior on his part and unreservedly and sincerely apologizes. He says he acknowledges and sympathizes with the hurt and the trauma experienced by persons who are victims of harassment or any form of sexual abuse for which there is no statute of limitation.
I commit and assure everyone who has been concerned by my utterance that my conduct in committee meetings and otherwise will reflect the fact that I do not seek to diminish the importance of this issue. I always advocate for women to be treated with dignity and respect, and I believe in a society where women are never objectified or exploited. I ask for the public's forgiveness and commit to championing the cause and concerns of our women, and to be an ally and an advocate representing fully and fairly the women of Jamaica.
On to other news now. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KCMC, has called in auditors to assess its operation and management systems. The auditors from the Ministry of Local Government started their assessment today. In a media release, the KCMC said the overall aim of the audit is to review the operational effectiveness of the municipality, the purchasing functions of the corporation, and assess the collections and management of its markets and arcades. Chairman of the KCMC, Senator Delroy Williams, stated that the audit will assist the Council in establishing and improving effective internal control systems and to design and implement controls to prevent and detect fraud. Senator Williams says the KCMC has undertaken upgrades of the Pepin, Red Rose and Jubilee markets, which are all nearing completion. There are plans to embark on renovation of the Pernell Charles Arcade, Constant Spring Arcade and Coronation Market soon. Mr. Williams says before the next phase of works commence, the KCMC must review the operation of the markets. The opposition spokesman on national security, FITZ, says the time has come for the government to implement measures to deal with crime. He says the country can no longer wait while criminals roam free. Details in this report.
The opposition is yet again making a call for the government to address the rampant acts of criminality taking place island-wide. The call comes from opposition spokesman on national security, FITZ. He was speaking with TVJ News on Sunday while visiting the mother of Corporal DANE Biggs, one of two officers who was shot dead a few weeks ago in Horizon Park, St. Catherine.
On each occasion, I can feel the grief that both parents experience. I also had the opportunity to meet with Officer Biggs' wife since his passing. And it's very, very sad that a fellow Jamaican in service to their country had to lose their lives in the way that they did.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness also visited the family members of Corporal Biggs and Constable DECARDO HYLTON in Spanish Town.
Our
Our presence here today is to, one, to grieve with you, to commiserate, to reflect on Corporal Big's life.
As it relates to his job, I've never seen anyone so passionate about their job, especially fighting crime. His dream was for Jamaicans to live free. He wanted Jamaicans to be free to, go shopping. They don't have to watch their backs or look over their shoulders. That was his dream for Jamaicans.
As for Constable Hilton's family, he will forever be a hero, but the pain of losing their only child still lingers.
Because at this moment I keep on saying to myself, no, I should be really planning to arrange his wedding, not his funeral. We made all the necessary preparation in the event that we should pass. He knows of all our finances and he knows what to do. There was a thinking of burying our son.
These incidents, the opposition says, should be a driver for the government to speed up the process to tackle crime once and for all. Mr. Jackson says the PNP is willing to cooperate.
So far as the legislative changes are concerned, we stand ready to work with the government, but they must step up to the table.
Last week, during a crime summit, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said it could take 10 years to build the nation's anti-crime fighting infrastructure to the level needed to properly control crime. OSHANE Masters, TVJ News.
And we now take a break on the midday news, but we'll be right back. Please stay with us. Welcome back. Continuing the news now. One small business operator at the Mandeville Taxi Park in Manchester is this afternoon questioning the circumstances which led to the closure of her shop by the municipal corporation. As OSHANE Masters now reports, the operator says everything from her standpoint was in order.
Meet Rose Ellis. She operates this cook shop in the Mandeville Taxi Park in Manchester, who says her livelihood has been disrupted because the Manchester Municipal Corporation has closed her cook shop. She says she has been operating the shop for a few months as the previous operator went home after the government issued a stay-at-home order for the elderly due to the coronavirus pandemic. But she says since the end of May, the corporation has been threatening to evict her from the shop. She says the previous owner had written to the municipal corporation to indicate that she, Miss Ellis, would be operating the shop. She told TVJ News that the letter was rejected by the corporation.
The metro them came and I went, they came to me and said I must take out my things, I have to come out. And I said, you can't come and tell me to come out like that because Miss Dawes leave me at the shop. When did they come and tell you that? They come, this is the third time. The lady from Parish Council come to me and say, Miss Dawes can't leave me in the shop. She have to take out my things and I have to come out. And Miss Dawes shop, a Parish Council shop, and I have to take out my things and come out. So I said, this is not the way you do things.
Miss Ellis says from that encounter, she took her computer from the previous owner to the corporation. Miss Ellis said following dialogue with representatives at the corporation, it was determined that rent was owed for the shop, something she dismissed.
I gave them the receipt that paid for the shop, and I gave them the letter from Miss Dawes, and they photocopied it and give me back the letter with the receipt.
She says on Sunday morning, the Metropolitan Police returned and threw away her food items and utensils from the shop.
In the shop, sit down, and the police officer and the Metro them come and they come pull in the shop and just start take out the things them and put them outside.
She says she'll be seeking an audience with the local government minister.
Because you can't just come and just throw out people things like that. And I'm registering within the parish council. I've registered within the parish council for over 7 years. And they are collecting my money every day, and they leave me in the shop and they just control me things outside.
The issue was further compounded as Miss Ellis says the authorities changed the locks on the doors, making it difficult for her to have any access to the cook shop. Efforts to get a comment from Mayor of Mandeville, Donovan Mitchell, since Sunday proved futile. OSHANE Masters, TVJ News.
Residents of Stewart Town in St. Mary resumed their protest this morning over the killing of a community member by the police 2 weeks ago. Savian Hines was fatally shot by the police in his home on June 15. The residents blocked the roads again, demanding justice for Savian.
Because me here say them hide the body and we now get this, so we have to block it. I want justice for same man. Swear, I don't know how we are going to do, but we still have block the road if we don't get justice. We want help.
Now, the roadblock caused the traffic pile-up and forced commuters to walk. Despite the inconvenience, some motorists and commuters say they did not have a problem with the protest.
But I don't blame the people, them. I don't blame them, you know. Yeah, we're coming just like America. This is our problem out here.
Okay,
right? Yeah, man. I don't blame them at all. You know?
It's unfortunate for you this morning.
So it go. What can I say?
Well, the man, them have a right then, brother. Because right now, I'm just killing that, brother. So the youth, them have a right, brother. The youth, them have to block the road to get justice, brother. Because we need justice for that something, a real thing.
You don't mind reach directly?
Man, no, you don't mind me. Because walk me so now, away for me, you know. So, road go work late, no problem with that.
No, I still don't feel good, you know, because we don't know. Anything can happen. And, you know, people have to go to hospital, you know. So it kind of, you know, you feel bad, you know. Because for something else come up, you know, and people have to go through and go to the hospital, so you can't feel good about this.
The residents maintain that Savian Hines was killed in cold blood. Indicom is investigating the matter, and as I reported, it's not the first time the residents are blocking the roads. No help, no vote. That declaration from residents of KITSON town in St. Catherine, bad road, no potable water, and a constant prey for criminals are challenges they have been faced with, and they are appealing to their political representative for urgent assistance. It's a hard road to travel for residents of KITSON town in St. Catherine. This is what the Catamount Road, which runs from KITSON town to the Top Mountain District, looks like. Residents complain that the road has been in a deplorable state for several years, and they're frustrated. But what has triggered their anger is the fact that no effort is being made to fix the road. They claim that their political representatives have been made aware of their plight, however their cries are yet to be answered.
I not today nor yesterday. Me a 70-year-old, and I saw me no road. It ain't track till it cut out, and that's certain. And from the left to this, from the left to this, come to this, nobody. And every day the man say I come. Every day them coming. Every day them coming. Right? Mr. Dr. Tufton and Mr. McCook. Every day them coming.
This road need to be fixed because every time we coming out, we drop. The other day, me drop and sprain me hand right here. Me call Tommy the same time and tell him, and he say, then come in to get it fixed. Me talked to him up to yesterday. He said 4 weeks time, so I don't really know.
Due to the poor condition of the road, taxi operators refuse to go into the community, leaving residents to walk long distances to get home.
They might cry for them vehicle, because them vehicle are mash up on the road. I heard them go round, and if we come round, and we have to pay more money, 300, 350, 400 for carry it.
We drop in a pothole, all right? And me picking them off the car, me got a doctor, and me link me head, cause me head for a jerk. You see me head a jerk, sir? Yes, I hit Cassie.
To add to their stress, residents are regularly targeted by criminals on the road.
Dr. Tufton, not time, no vote. We not going on a vote in a got here, sir. If we not get the road, when we vote, then take care if we come pick you up from and carry out. But them no sister we want road.
It's like them take the thing for joke, and we want them know say, no road, no water, no vote. People there then tell you want the money with them over there, tell them if just buy water, buy water, buy water. Then can't even buy food. Just water to survive.
There is also no potable water in the community. The residents claim they have to buy the commodity, which is costly. They're appealing to their Member of Parliament, Dr. Christopher Tufton, for urgent assistance. Sports now. There is concern that athletes could decide not to compete over fears of contracting the coronavirus when Jamaica's governing body for track and field gets the go-ahead to resume live sports. RENARDO reports.
President of the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, Dr. Warren Blake, revealed that the association is anticipating a return of live sports locally, and plans are being put in place to have track and field quickly following horse racing in returning to the track. But Blake feels there might be athletes who will stay away due to fear of the virus.
That is a possibility, and this is the reason why we are drafting some protocols, so we can say to the athletes, if you follow these protocols, the risk of you catching or transmitting COVID-19 coronavirus, it would be minimized, because we can't absolutely protect everybody against getting it, but we can certainly take steps to minimize the transmission of coronavirus. I mean, simple steps like the wearing of a mask and maintaining social distancing do go a long way in preventing the transmission of this virus.
Meanwhile, with talks of increasing the cost to use the facilities at Independence Park, Blake was asked if a return to track and field without spectators would be financially viable.
I think at first when we do come back to compete, if we have fans, it may be just a limited amount of fans in the grandstand, because if you are going to practice social distancing, which I don't see how it's going to be possible without some social distancing among the fans in the stadium, if we are to maintain good medical protocols and to, as I said, minimize the risk of transmission of COVID-19, then the fan base, the fans attending events will be drastically reduced. So that's going to result in a cut in income.
The J3's boss says there are other options being discussed that should they not get the go-ahead for fans to attend.
We'll have to look at other avenues to try and get the income, because one of the things that we'll be providing content, and we hope that we can increase our revenues from the sale of this content.
There is still uncertainty surrounding the return of track and field, with 3 months to go before the end of the current season. RENARDO Brown for TVJ Sports.
And that's the Midday News. I'm Vashon Brown. Join us at 7 for Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, have a good afternoon and have a great weekend. Or have a great week.